You're not an overthinker by accident. Your mind was trained to survive. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. You didn't grow up too sensitive. You grew up in an environment that made you alert. There's a difference, a big one. Because sensitivity is natural, but hyper-awareness is learned. A slammed door wasn't just a sound, it meant something. It meant something is wrong. Silence wasn't peaceful, it was tense. Too quiet, too still, like something was about to happen. So you learned to pay attention. Not casually, not sometimes, constantly. You started noticing things other people ignored. Facial expressions, tone shifts, energy changes. The way someone walks into a room, the way they sigh, the way their voice slightly drops. You noticed everything, because you had to. While other kids were playing, you were preparing for moods, preparing for reactions, preparing for the next emotional shift. You became your own early warning system, always scanning, always reading, always anticipating. This is what psychology calls hypervigilance. But for you, it wasn't a concept, it was survival. Your intelligence didn't come from curiosity, it came from needing to feel safe. You became the quiet one, not because you had nothing to say, but because you were always thinking, always processing, always calculating. You realized something very early. Feelings are unpredictable, but patterns make sense. Patterns can be studied, patterns can be controlled, patterns can be predicted. So you chose patterns. You started studying people like puzzles. Why do they react like this? What triggers that tone? What does that silence mean? You turned people into systems. You turned emotions into data. And slowly, you turned yourself into an observer. You stopped reacting. You started analyzing, even your own pain. Instead of feeling it, you tried to understand it, break it down, trace it back, solve it. You lived in your head because your environment didn't feel safe enough to live in your body. And over time, your mind became your safest place, but also your most crowded one. Now you can read people instantly, but you struggle to just be. You don't just feel emotions, you analyze them, even in the moment. Something happens, and instead of just feeling it, your mind starts asking questions. Why did that hurt? Was it intentional? What does it say about them? What does it say about me? And just like that, you're gone. Pulled out of the moment, thrown into your head. You don't just get hurt, you investigate the pain. You replay conversations over and over. What they said, how they said it, what they might have meant. You fill in the gaps, you create possibilities, you imagine outcomes. And suddenly, a small moment becomes a mental spiral. Overthinking everything, replaying everything, questioning everything. You see things others don't see. You notice inconsistencies, you pick up on energy, you read between the lines. But that clarity comes with a price. Because your mind never rests. Even when nothing is wrong, it's still searching, still scanning, still preparing. It's exhausting. Not physically, mentally, emotionally, deeply. You understand people deeply, but you still feel disconnected. You can sense when something is off, even when no one says a word. You walk into a room and you feel it instantly. The tension, the discomfort, the hidden emotions. You see through people. But here's the problem. You don't just observe emotions, you absorb them. Other people move on, you carry it. You carry their tone, their energy, their unspoken feelings. Things that were never yours start to feel like they are. And slowly, it becomes too much. you start pulling back. Not because you don't want connection, but because connection feels overwhelming. You want closeness, but your mind complicates it. You overthink texts, you overanalyze silence, you question intentions. And before anything even starts, you're already tired. So you withdraw. Not completely, just enough. Enough to protect yourself, but also enough to feel alone. Not because people aren't around you, but because they don't experience the world the way you do. They don't see what you see. They don't feel what you feel. And that gap, that invisible difference, it isolates you. At some point, your greatest strength becomes your biggest burden. Your mind never switches off, even when you want it to, even when you're tired, even when everything is quiet. It keeps going, searching, analyzing, trying to make sense of everything, trying to find certainty, trying to feel safe. But here's the truth. Not everything needs to be understood to be healed. Some things need to be felt, not solved. And the more you try to figure everything out, the further you drift from peace. Because your mind is built to solve problems. So if there's no problem, it will create one. Just to stay active, just to stay in control. And that's when it hits you. You're not just thinking a lot, you're trapped in a loop. Healing doesn't come from thinking more, it comes from feeling again. You don't need more answers, you've been searching long enough. What you need is a different approach. You need presence, not analysis, not control. Presence. You don't need to decode every emotion, you need to experience it. Let it come, let it sit, let it pass. Without trying to fix it, without trying to explain it. Just feel it. That's the part that feels unfamiliar. Because you were never taught how to do that. You were taught to survive, not how to relax. So this feels strange, uncomfortable, even unsafe at first. But this is where healing starts. Not in your thoughts, but in your body, in your breath, in stillness, in letting go of the need to understand everything. Stop treating every thought like truth. Some thoughts are just noise, old patterns, old fears, old survival responses. You don't have to follow them anymore. You were never too much. You were just forced to be too aware. Your mind protected you. It did its job. It kept you alert. It kept you prepared. It kept you safe. But it was never meant to imprison you. You don't have to live like this forever. You don't have to stay in survival mode. You can soften, slowly, gently, without forcing it. You can breathe without scanning the room. You can exist without analyzing every moment. You can feel without trying to explain it. And for the first time in your life, you can experience peace. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're no longer trying to control everything. No longer trying to predict every outcome. No longer trying to think your way into safety. You realize something simple, something quiet, something freeing. You are safe now. And you don't need to keep searching for the next storm. Because for once, there isn't one.